Okay. Carmen. Okay, so far we started with the introduction to JavaScript, and we have done a lot of learning here. We started with, I think, data types, where we saw the various data types in JavaScript. Then we look at functions, and then we look at the loops. Then we look at switch statement, ternary operators, the while loop, the logical operators. And yesterday, we started one concept which is very, very, very important in JavaScript. And yesterday, I said, if you're able to master what we started yesterday and what we are going to do today, then I can say you are about 60% done with JavaScript, because that's what you'll be using almost in all the applications that you are going to build in JavaScript. That is array methods in JavaScript, the array methods. Okay, so I think yesterday we look at a quite number of them. We started with I think the pop, right? The pop statement. Let me see. I think I didn't open that one. Oh, yeah, I think there's it. Let me open this one rather. Okay, so I think there's it. There's it. Okay, so this is what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we started with push method, and we said that the push method allows you to add to the end of the array. So assuming you have a to-do app, a simple to-do app, and you type, let's say you wake up in the morning, and personally that's what I've been doing. So for today, this is what I wrote. I'm supposed to work on an API and also a e-commerce application, learn something on Microsoft Dynamics, do some washing, do some cleaning, and read for 1 hour. Apart from me going to church. Okay, so this is my to-do list for today. So how do you do that? Assuming you just input about 3 to-dos, and later on you realize, oh, I've forgotten one. I have to add one to that. How can you do that in JavaScript? So we use this method. So you can just do, so this is your array. This is your array. Those of you who don't know array, array is just a collection of data of the same kind or different kind. So in JavaScript, we are just using this one as our array that we are going to use. And apart from this, we also have array of objects. I think we saw that one also here. So this is an array of objects, this one. So where we have ID and name. So this is the array of objects. Let me comment this one out and just explain what I was explaining to you. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 up to 5. And let's say we want to add another one to this in JavaScript. How do you do that? There will be a user interface for you. There will be a form. There will be a form for you to do that. So something like this. There will be a form and there will be a button. So after that, how do you add? How do you append to the list, to the array? You can use what? Push. And apart from push, we also said we can use onShift. And what does onShift do? It adds to a specific index. That is, you have to specify the index. That's what we learned yesterday. And we also have what? The splice. No, the onShift to add to the beginning. Yes, the onShift to add to the beginning of your array. So assuming you have this array Yesterday, this is what we did though. I'm just doing a recap of what we did yesterday for the sake of those who were not here. And I know they will be confused, but you don't worry. All right, so we have this to do. The first one is what? Brush your teeth, take your bath, and what? Dress up. And assuming you want to add take breakfast to that, there are three main ways you can use. The first one is the push, which I've already explained. The second one is what? The on-shift, which will add to the beginning of your array. So that one will be added here. And the next one is what? The splice. The splice method will target a specific location. That is, you have to specify the index. That's the location. And here, I think yesterday we used 1, and Abdul asked, what if we use 0? And we said that the 0, if you specify the index to be 0, then it's going to work the same as what? The on shift. Yes. Then we also look at the opposite of this. That is, what if you want to delete? You want to delete from the array. Maybe you have the to-do list and you want to delete from the to-do list. How do you do that? There are three main methods. That's the opposite of what we have just seen. The first one is what? The pop, which will delete from the back. Then shift to delete from the what? The front. Then we also have what? A splice, which will delete from a specific index or location that you are going to specify. All right. Then from there, we started looking at another set of functions, which I'll go over it again today. That's the find and find index. I'll go over this again. So let me skip this one. Okay, so we also look at how to combine arrays. Let's say you have 2 arrays and you want to combine them. How do you do that? How do you combine arrays? So let's say we have array 1, which is what? Number 1, number 2. The first one is 1, 2, 3 up to 4. The second one is what? 5 to 8. How do you do that? And we saw that we have 2 main methods or 2 main approaches that you can use to combine arrays in JavaScript. The first one is using the concatenation approach. The concatenation approach, or you can also use the spread operator. And the spread operator is just using 3 dots. Just using 3 dots. This is the spread operator. So that is, you can just this is a way of printing in JavaScript. We have console.log, or you can also use the alert. We can also use alert. All right, so console.log, this is the array. So the first array, you just start with 3 dots and then the array name, 3 dots, and the array name. So this one will just combine the 2 arrays for you. Okay. Then from there, we also look at the for each method in JavaScript. For each method in JavaScript. And we said that the for each method helps you to loop over an array in JavaScript by what? Executing a provided callback function for each of the elements in the array. So callback function in JavaScript, yesterday I explained that callback function is just a function inside another function. That one is called callback function. All right, so what would this one do? Assuming you have this array, so the array contains what? Number 10, 20, 21, 30. And we want to print the individual arrays, the individual elements in the arrays. How do you do that? You can just do that using the what? For each method. You can also use the loops. That is the for loops. You can use the while loops. You can use the do while loops. But in JavaScript, we don't encourage the developers to use those loops. We rather uses the methods. That is what we are looking at today, and yesterday and today. Okay, and we also have the for off loop. This one and this one are the same, just that we'll be using the for each loop a lot. I prefer using this one to this. I'm just introducing you to the various methods that we have. As time goes on, you can also dive in and learn it yourself. Okay, so any question here? Any question?
Since this is a recap, I think we can start today's business.
Okay. So we are just going to continue from where we ended yesterday. So let me create a new file and name it app.js. And let me go back to my index.html and link that one to that. So app.js. Okay, so today we are going to start with the map function. The map function or the map method. We are going to start with the map method in JavaScript. So what does the map method do? The map method, this one is also a way of creating a new array from an existing array. So let me just explain that with an example. So let's use what we were using yesterday. We are still going to use our 1, 2, 3 arrays for that. And mind you that it's not just always a string or numbers. We also have object of arrays or array of objects. I will give you some examples there. So let's say we have our array name to be what? Array. Or let me use map rather. Okay, let me use array. So let's say we have an array name of array, and the name is what? And the values there we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are going to learn how to use the what? The map function. The map function. So with the map function, let's say here what we want to do is we want to add a certain number. Let's say we want to increase this one by 30, 30, 30, or let's say we want to multiply each of the numbers by 20, or you want to subtract each of the numbers by a certain figure. How do you do that in JavaScript? We can use this map method. So as I said, this is a method that creates a new array with the results of calling, I think, the elements one after the other. Then you can perform a certain function on that elements. So here let's use the map function here. So we can say const. There are two ways of doing this. You can use the let or the const. The const, you can't change it. So let's say let mapped. This is another name. Please, if you don't understand this, let me know, okay? Let map equals array. That is, we are calling this array. We are calling this array, and we are going to apply the map method on it. So array dot what? Dot map. Then this one will take what? A callback function. This one will take a callback function. That is a function inside another function. And here, yesterday, or I think last 2 weeks and 3 weeks ago, I explained that is the arrow functions. We have two types of functions. You have the normal one, and you have the array function. The array function is the modern one. That is the ES6. It started from ES6, ECMAScript 6. So how do you do that? We can just use a name. So the name can be any name at all. So normally, I will use element as my name. So I can just say EL maps to. So that is the array function. It maps to what? It maps to the elements times or plus whatever you want to do. So this is a way of you changing each of the elements by doing something, by performing any operation on it. So let's say this one, we want to increase it by what? 30. So how do you do that? You can just do this. And from here, let's console.log the map here. Okay, so how do you view this? You can do that by just going hot live. So let's do this and go back to the console and check. All right, so we have 5 arrays, and let me clean it and reload it again for you. All right, so you can see that now we have what? 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, right? But our main array, we had only what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you want to increase the array, that is, if you want to perform any operation on each of the elements in the array, this is how you do it. You use the map function. And I said the map function will take another function. That is the callback function. And here I'm using EL. You can use any name that you want. And that is the EL here will represent each of the elements. So it maps to EL plus what? 30. Assuming you want to multiply it, let's say you want to perform, what do you call it? Multiplication. Let's say we want to multiply each of the elements inside the array by 2. This is how we are going to do it. Please, is that clear? Any question?
It is clear.
All right. If I'm talking too much, to let me know, okay?
As usual, our number is reducing. Nobody should go out again.
Is that?
Mr. Roberts.
Yeah.
I see some like similarities between this and the for each function.
Yes. They are the same. Therefore, each will loop over it one after the other. Map 2 will loop over it one after the other.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's great. You are welcome. So let's say we have let me give you this short exercise here. Someone will share the screen and do it for me. So let's say I have an array. Let's names. Okay, names equals an array of names. And let's say I have Amate, I have Abdul, I have Moses. Moses. And let's say I have
Gilbert.
I have Gilbert. All right. You see, I've even forgotten the name. When I saw Gil, I said, who is Gil? All right, so right now, the question is, I want to check each of the lengths of the names inside the array. How do I do that? Who can try? Hello, are you there? Should I start calling names?
Since Amate's name is the first, let him try. Amate, if you are coding, kindly share your screen and let's try.
Hey. So Dominic
no
is here.
You know.
Binding is here. Rosemary, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Is today your first time?
Yes, please.
Wow. What did you hear about Code Boot?
Come again.
Who introduced you to this group?
I'm part of the course, whatever. So I it on the group and I decided to join. And
Oh, okay. You are welcome.
It's a group. It's a group in a WhatsApp group in data link.
Okay. Okay. You're
So
welcome.
I shared the link on that group.
All right.
Are you in level 100, 200, or 300?
200.
200.
Yes.
Okay. You're welcome here.
Please, who is trying this? I just want to print the length. I've even given you the. That is.
We will use the string function for length.
So here we are going to combine two methods.
Yes, we'll use the map.
We use the map and the what? Dot length.
And the length function.
Okay. So if anyone is not willing to try, let me do it. So you can say, let's results or answer equals names dot what? Map. Please, are you following? So you can say name instead of names, name maps to what? Name dot length.
Dot length, yes.
Then you just do what? Console.
Console.log.
Results.
Exactly.
Please, are you following?
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of the day, we are supposed to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. I'm at the length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then so in that order, let's see. All right, so you can see we have 7, 5, 5, 3. That's the length of Amate's name, Mr. Abudus and Gilbert and Moses. Please, is it making sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's everything about the map function. We will meet again. We will meet again. Just
map,
is that
on this same map?
Yes, when we start building real app application with the Vue.js and the rest. Even with Vue.js, Vue.js is very cool framework compared to React. React is pure JavaScript. So with React, that is where you apply most of what you are learning here. But for Vue.js, when you get there, in fact, it has its own what do you call it? Ways of doing its things. So you learn the syntax and the rest. But for React, there is no need for you to even go and learn some syntax. It's pure JavaScript. It's whatever we are seeing here. Okay. Let's move on to
Mr. Robert.
Yes.
For the length, could we use a console.log, then the function name, which is the names dot length?
Amate, we have done it too. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here, but I was asking if that's possible.
That you can do what?
You can console.log then name.length.
The names.length.
Yes.
That will not answer the question that I asked. I asked that how do you check the length of each of the elements or each of the name in the names?
Okay, so with my own, it's going to give you the length of all the names, right?
Yes, I think that one will just give you 1, 2, 3, 4. That one will be just 4. Okay. If you do names.length, names.length is going to be 1.
It will be counting count the number of names. But here we want to loop over each name and count the number of elements in it.
Sure.
And display. That's why we are using the map function.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's great. All right, so the next one is let's look at the filter method. Filter method, and this method, this is what we use to perform search. This is what we use to perform search operation. So assuming you visit any website that has a search box, and you just go there and you type. Let me see. I implemented that in one of my apps. So okay, so let me just search for any website with search bar. Hey, are you still seeing my screen? Hello?
Yeah, we are seeing.
Okay. All right, so let me visit LinkedIn. All right, so you can see this search, bar here. That asks you to search for, okay, this one is post. This one is the search. Okay, so you can see that you can search for anything that you want here. Assuming you want to search for Vue.js jobs, Vue.js jobs. All right, so this thing that I just did, we use this method to do that. We use the filter method to do that. So the filter, as the name sounds, filter is going to filter over the array and come out with the one that meets what you are looking for. All right. So with the filter method too, as I have explained it, that is all. It follows the same syntax that you are seeing here. Nothing is going to change. I think for the rest of the array methods that you are going to look at today, they will all follow the same format, just that the names are different and what they do are a bit different from one another. All right, so let's say we want to loop over the same array and search for a particular number. How do you do that? You can do that by, let me comment this ones out. You can do that by what? Let's say we can say const filter equals array dot filter, right? Array dot filter. Then, as I said, it follows the same procedure. So the elements in the array, which maps to them. So right now we are calling each of the elements. And we are saying that the element should be what? Should be equal to 2. Or the element what? Should be equal to 5. All right. So console.log filter. Who can tell me the answer?
The answer will be my name and
no, remember
Moses' name.
No, we are looping over this.
Not the names list.
Yes, I've commented them out.
Okay. 0 and 2. So it will be
oh, 1
2 or 3,
yes,
2 or 5.
It will be 2 or 5.
2 or 5, yeah.
Please remember this. We have
so
already
this equality sign.
Yes, we did this. So
yes, equality sign.
And we said that whenever you use 3 equal signs, what is the meaning?
Yeah. It's equality.
Strict.
That's a strict one. And
Yes.
and remember this one too, the pipelines. This one, what's the meaning of this?
Or.
Oh. All right. So filter, we want to search for what? We want to search for 2 or 5. When you are building the real world application, we are not going to put the search data here, because that one will be done by the user, like what I just did. So meaning inside this search bar, the search box, this input, you are going to bind this. You are going to bind this with this. So instead of the 2 here, you are going to bind whatever the user is going to type here. Please, does it make sense?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello.
Please, you might have to explain that again.
I said that in the real world application, when you are building, because you want to perform search, and the search is not static. Here, assuming right now what we are doing here, assuming this is what we are doing, meaning LinkedIn has already put Vue.js here for me, and let's say React for me, meaning you can just search for only React and Vue, and that will not be good application. So you want to allow the user to search for anything. You want the user to be able to search for anything. So what you are going to do is, this will come from your database. This array will come from your database. Please, are you following? And
yes,
this side where you have the 2 and 5, you are not going to write 2 and 5 there, but you are rather going to bind this. That is, you are going to connect whatever will be here to whatever the user is going to type. Please, is it making sense?
The English is making sense, but the IT is still not coming.
Oh, Amate.
Yeah. So in that case,
who wants to throw more light on this?
I want to.
Okay, come in.
Since you said that the array is going to be in our database.
Yes.
And with the filter over there,
yes,
the user is going to search.
Yes.
That means what the user is going to search, it should be something from the database, right? So if it should be something from the database, then are you trying to say that you link, you have a link of your database into that filter section?
Okay, I'm coming. Let me do some small magic here for you. All right, so assuming this is a real world application, you have an input box here. Please, are you following? Right now, it is me underlined because it is JS, and JS doesn't accept this. This is what so meaning this one will come here, but this one should be in your index.js, index.html. But you allow me to write it here. Okay, then you are going to, if it is Vue.js that you are using, we will come to Vue.js. You have something called vModel. We have something called vModel. In fact, Mr. Mamun confused you. You have vModel, and your vModel, you can bind the user. Let's say you are searching for what? Number. So you can put number here. Please, are you following? And you come and bind the number here. You come and bind the number here. So you can do something like this dot number. All right. So right now, guys, what I have highlighted over here is this search bar. Please, are you following?
Yes, we are now following.
Good. And what the user is going to type is what it is here, this. Forget about the vModel. Just concentrate on the number. Please, are you following?
Yes.
And you can see that I have linked the number to this. So you can see there's number here, there's number here.
Yes.
Meaning whatever the user is going to type will come here, and use this filter to search from the database.
Excellent. Now we understand.
Good. That's great. So you let me delete this fast before someone type, because we are not going to use this. You will come back to this again. All right. So that's how it works in the real world. But for now, let's learn how to use the method. That's the goal for now. We are just learning how to use the method, so that when you start building the real systems, we will apply them. All right. So this is how it's going to be like. So here we are searching for who? 2 or 5 from the array. So this is our database here. This is a small database. So let me save this, go back to the browser and check what we have. All right, so you can see right now we have what? 2 and what? 5. Assuming we want to search from the names array. So that one would be what? Names.filter, names.filter. And here you can search for a particular name here. So let's say I want to search for Gilbert. I want to search for Gilbert. Let me add Vue.js to it for you to see how that one works. So here, like the way I did it there, is the same thing. So whatever you are going to type will come here. So we have what? Gilbert. The Vue didn't come. Why? Who can tell me the reason?
It's different because one is capital V, another one is small v.
Yes. So they are not the same. So
it's case sensitive.
Yes, case sensitive. So normally when you are doing that, you have to check all these things. Meaning you have to use the to uppercase or to lowercase, what do you call it? To this. Please, are you following?
Yes.
There's a method called to uppercase and to what? Lowercase.
Yeah, the string methods.
They are the string. I hope we did string method or
we haven't done all.
But we did some, right?
Yes, that was where we did the length method.
Yes. All right. You maybe I'll come back to this for you. But
please, I advise those who are new to go to I've put the YouTube link there. I've put it on our chat page. Please go and click on it so that you'll be able to view all that we have done from the beginning till now. And then you can catch up. Especially those in level 200 and data link who are now doing web development, web applications development. You can.
Yeah, how do you get? We are not part of the group.
Put it on I put it on the chat here.
Because, okay.
If you want to be part of the group, you don't worry. After the class, just hit Abdul or anyone here, and we will just add you.
Okay. But anyway, I will type my number there so that you can add me.
No, you go and send me hi. I put the link on the COSA page. So send me hi on the COSA page. You look for my number and send me hi. We'll add you. Yeah.
All right, guys. So that's all about the filter. Any question here? Do you understand up to this point?
Yes.
Hello.
Everybody is silent though. Quiet.
Oh, the filter. I think this one is very, very simple, and I'm most saying simple. All right. So in order for you to let me give you this short exercise. Please, all of you should just try for me. Let's say I have list of users. So let's say let users equals this. I'm going to do it array of objects. In fact, me balance and kakra me just straightforward amount. So let's say the ID, the first ID 1, and the name. Let me use the same name. So this one, instead of using array of strings, I'm using array of what? Object. So name equals, let's say, Gilbert. And let's say the next one is what? Index number 2. And the name is the same names. Then the last one. Hey, in fact. Hey, I would do. Are you streaming there? Are you streaming it?
I am streaming.
Okay. So the third one is, let's say, Rose. Rose. Okay. And I want to just search for.
Yes.
I want to search for Abdul, or I want to search for Gilbert, or I want to search for Rose. How are we going to do that? Yes. Oh, who will share their screen and try this one for me?
You want to search for?
I want to search for a particular user. I want to search for a particular user here. Let's say you want to search for Abdul or Rose or Gilbert. How do you do that?
We'll use your. In fact, I'm not coding. I'm just following. This time I'm using only one screen, so it makes my life difficult.
Yes.
What you, I mean, I'm new to this Java, but what you have just told us, I think you just filter the. You bring a filter there.
Const filter.
Yeah.
Is that
const filter is equals to?
I have filter here, so let me just.
Okay. Go to names. It's equal to names dot filter.
No, we are not filtering over this. So.
Oh, okay.
You are filtering over this.
Users. Users dot filter. Then you bring the ID and name of the person you want to search for.
How are you going to do it?
I think you bring another. Okay.
The value. I think the value.
Yes. Hey. Where is Binding today?
You will introduce the element and
so,
map it.
Element,
and then you map it to the ID. So open brackets.
You open bracket here.
And bring the ID and the name.
So it's going to be what?
ID 1.
Hey,
strong man in trouble.
Bini. Or Benny. Benny Ozu. Mr. Ozu, where are you? And the Bramway, and where the Ozu?
I'm trying. I'm trying to
go back to the Wada. Or no, now I hear meaning so I hear.
Tell me how.
What question my organs are about Unzo?
Whatever. 750.
Rosemary, can you assist us? Hey, so where's Shat and Angela? Okay, so here we are searching for a particular user. So let's say we want to search for Abdul. How do you do that? You can do that by just doing EL. So EL dot you are searching for name or ID. Which one are you searching for? So you can search by ID, or you can search by name. So you can say that EL dot what? Name equals what? Abdul. Then console dot log filter. So let's see what we are going to get in the console. I'm getting empty array here. Is my Abdul wrong?
Yeah, it's wrong. You've interchanged DMB.
Oh, assemble. All right. Okay, so you can see we have like I said, you can search by what? ID, or you can search by name. So we have who? We have Abdul here. Please, are you following?
Yeah.
Please, are you following?
Yes.
So this is how you were supposed to do it. So you can either use by ID or by the name. So if you want to use ID, you can just do el.id equals, let's say 1. If it is equal to 1, what are you expecting to get in the console? Who? Gilbert, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is how it works. Then on the front page here, since you don't want to see this on the front page, you just bind the name, assuming it's the name, just the name. So at a normal sense, this thing that you are seeing here, behind the scene, this is what is going on. And they will just bind the name property to what you are seeing here. Please, are you following? So behind the scene, this is what is going on. ID name, but they will not show a curly braces, or they will not show objects here. They will rather bind just the name. That is why you are seeing this nice thing. But behind the scene, this is what is going on. Guys, are you following?
Is it something we can inspect?
No, you are making
Okay.
API call here. This everything that's going on here is API call, and I don't think they will even show it. Let's go and see. So if you want to do that, you go to the network tab. Let me hide this one here. So you go to the network tab. So this is where all the API calls will happen. You see that immediately I click there, something is going on. Let me type Vue.js and see. See, look at what is going on. Sure, you think these people will show you? Let me see. All right. Okay. So this is what is going on here. See, this is what is good. The search. This is what is going on. They have a lot of files and responses going on here. So this one is API search. And when you start working with Vue.js or React, you guys will understand this better. Or maybe even from next week, when you start doing JavaScript in the DOM, that is the DOM where you can do on click and add event listeners. Maybe next week, that's what we'll be doing next week. Next we'll be doing JavaScript in the DOM. That's what we'll be doing. So we might be doing certain things like this for you to see how it works. All right, so that's all about filter. Hey, one hour, just two things, 1 hour. Please, is that clear or still you don't understand?
Since we are going to use it in the during our application building, I think it's okay for now. Maybe we'll see the real thing at work when we
yes. So all that you have to know is you should understand the method itself. Into whenever you are building an application and you get to a point like this, you know which method that you are going to use because you understand the method, right?
Yes.
And that's the main goal. That's the main goal.
Here, this means that the filter method is actually using the dot operator to do the filtering, isn't it? That is
yes,
if you are filtering, if you are to filter an object.
Yes.
It uses the dot operator.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one that we are going to look at is let's tackle right now. Since we have done filtering now, let's do sort. How to sort your database in ascending or descending order. So the sort method. The sort method. So this one is just a way of arranging either in ascending or descending order. Okay. So with the sort method, let's come and use this. Let's come and use this database. Okay, so under sort, we can say so let's arrange these numbers in ascending order. Or let's start with descending because already it is in ascending, right? So let's rearrange this one in descending order. How are you going to do that? So you can do that by just doing const. Let's use what ascending. So descending, right? So descending. So descending equals. So what that you have to do is you have to call the array. So array, that's the name. We use ARR to represent the name. So dot what? Dot sort. Please, are you following? All right. So with a sort, as I said, they all follow the same format or the same trend. Here, the reason why we didn't put this one inside another bracket is because it is only one element. But with the sort, the first argument are always two elements. It has to check, that is, it's going to pick two members first. It's going to check this one, between this one and this one, which one is bigger? Then the one that is bigger is going to choose that one, then compare with the next one. So between 1 and 2, it's which one is bigger? 2. Then it will just pick 2 pair. Then come and use 2 and compare to the next one. Which one is bigger? It use what? 3. Then you come and pick 3 and compare to the next one. Which one is bigger? 4. Then so in that order up to the last one. So from there, it is going to, if you arrange it in descending, meaning the bigger one will come first, followed by so in that order. All right, so let me just translate whatever I've explained into code. So here is going to, we are going to what? Accept two parameters, and with the two parameters, you can't just write them raw like that. So it should be what? A curly braces, a bracket. So you can use any element, you can use any name at all. So let's say, let's use A, comma B. That is A, okay, A and S. A and S. All right. So here, so the A will represent 1 and S will represent what? 2. In another case, after comparing this, A will represent 2 and S will represent this. Another case, A will represent 3 and S will represent this. Another case, please, do you understand it?
Yes.
So from here, we use the what? Our arrow function. As I said, it's the same thing, but because here it is accepting two arguments, that is why we put it in the brackets. If it was supposed to be just one, and who answer the bracket, all right. So what do you do? This is where the rare comparison will come. So we are going to compare if A is greater than what? S. So here we are going to use the ternary operator here. Samokai. I'm going to use the ternary operator here. We are going to compare if A is greater than S. So we are using a ternary operator. If A is greater than S, if A is greater than S, then if A is greater than S, we can say it should be what? False. We can say it should be false. The answer should be -1. Or it should be what? It should be +1. So this one is just true or false. This one is just true or false. So in JavaScript, yesterday we saw this where we compare, where we use the find method, and if the data is in the array, we get 1. If the data is not in the array, we get what? -1, meaning it is not in the array. So that is the same thing that we are doing here. So if you want to sort, that is going to compare. It's going to compare if A is bigger than S. If A is greater than S, it's going to be what? -1. Else it's going to be what? 1. All right. So right now, I think that's all. All that you have to do is what? Let's console.log descending. Okay, so let me see. So from here, we are expecting this function to rearrange this one for us in descending order. So we use the sort and we use our comparison here, and we use 2 elements and do the comparison operator here. All right, so you can see, right, it is what? Arranging in what? Descending order from the highest to the lowest. So that is the sort method. That is the sort ascending order. Let's try ascending. With ascending, this one is already in ascending. So let's say, yes.
Okay, so you said if A is greater than S,
yeah,
then -1, which means false.
Yeah.
So in this instance, what does the false mean? What is it? What action is it asking the program to do?
Is that?
What's the statement being false? What is it asking the program to do?
If it is false, is right now, if A, so in any other case, as I said, so the first one, let's use this one. 1 is 1 greater than, let's use 6, 8 here. If 8 is greater than, if 8 is greater than this, the answer will be what?
False.
Where is it? The answer will be what? False, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the first instance, right?
Yeah.
Aha. So if it is false, still it's going to pick the sort here. This sort here has a lot of, you can see when I put it on it, it's going to describe everything here. So it has a lot of back-end codes that will check this this function that this callback function that we have here. So it's going to check this callback function, and it's going to check if this one is greater than this. It's going to always pick the greater one. Do you understand, or still you don't understand?
Okay, so it means that the false here is trying to say that since A is bigger, then we should move on to the next one because S is smaller.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, guys. So we are learning. So in case maybe I'm explaining it and you don't get it, or maybe you understand it even better, you can even try and also chip in and help the others to also understand whatever we are doing here. So Bani, that is it. The rest, please, do you understand? Or I am assuming. Okay, I think let's try the next one. Let's try the next one. The next one we are going to use different one. Let's say we have const alphabet. Let's use alphabet here. Alphabet equals array of alphabet. So here, let's say we have F, we have A, we have C, we have V, and we have Z. And we want to rearrange this in ascending order. That is in alphabetical order. That is from A, B, C, D up to Z. How do we do this? So we are going to use the same approach. How we did this. We are going to use the same thing here. Just that this side, since they are not numbers, we are rather going to use the one here, and the negative one will be here. All right, so let's just try that one and see. So it's going to be const ascending. Okay, let me use ascending. Const ascending equals what? The alphabet dot sort. And going to take two arguments. Let's use A and B here. So we can check if A is greater than what? If A is greater than B, using the ternary operators. True, else what? False. So console.log ascending. Okay, so you can see we have our A, B, C, D up to Z over here. And like I said, all these methods. So let me say JavaScript Array Method. Let me just put sort. Okay, so always this site will come first. Always and always this site will come first. Yesterday I taught you this. I said we have what? The developer.mozilla.com.org. When you come here, it's going to describe or it's going to brief you on everything. So let's learn it from here. We are saying the array, the sort method sort the element of an array in that order. That's in ascending or descending. So the default is what? Ascending, which is what? Blah 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 here. Let me see. So here, by default, if you use month, March, January, okay. So this one is going to be what? Month.sort. It's going to be what? December, February, March. Let me run it here. So it's going to be December, February, January, March. Why do you have it this thing here?
Okay, I think I sorted it according to the first letter.
According to the first what?
Letter of the various months.
Okay. That's why D, F, J, M. Yeah, that's true.
Hi, Dominic.
Yeah, it started with the first letters.
It uses the first letters, right?
Yeah.
Looking at because at the normal sense, how can December, February, January, no. So it's using D, F,
and M.
Oh, okay. Okay, then what about the numbers here? 130, 134, 20. So this one too. So by default, it uses what? Ascending order. That's from the lowest to the highest, right?
Yeah.
And we have one, and we have 10,000, and we have 21, and we have this. And this one, what is happening here? So meaning this one too is not going to read all the value.
It looks
this
like
one,
it.
This one also just read up to the second one.
Mr. Robert, can you please add? Can you change the 30 to 130 and run it again and let's see?
I should change the 30 to
130.
130.
Yeah, make it 130. And run it again and let's see. Yeah. I think it's so I think it takes the first number.
Yeah.
And then it will go to the second number.
Yeah.
The second digit in the same number. That's how it is grouping it. So I think that's how come the one is it 100,000 or 1 million? 100,000 comes before the 130 because after the first one, the next digit is a 0, which is lower than the 3 in the 130.
Okay. So I think this is what we are doing now, right? So the sort, as it takes the arrow function that so that this would be the first and the second, and you write your function over here, right? So this is it. Let's see if they okay. So let's see. Okay, so if A is less than B by some ordering criteria, then it will return what? -1. If A is greater than B, then it's going to return what? +1. And if it is equal to, if A is equal to B, then it should be what? 0. Okay, so let's see it here. Let me see where it explains the -1 and +1. Comparing my return. Okay, so if comparing function A, B returns A value greater than 0, sort B before A. If comparison function A, B returns a value which is greater than 0, sort B. Okay. And the last one too, if it is equal to this, so then A and B must be considered equal. Please, do you understand what is going on here? Abacha, you are welcome.
So I think, Mr. Robert, I think this is it sort of explains the question I was asking about. What does the results being false mean? So it's like they are saying that when the value is less than, when it is greater than 0, that is, it is positive. Then it means that we'll sort B before A. Then in this case, it means because if the answer is positive 1, that is greater than 0, then we will consider placing the B before we will compare the A with another, should I say, member in the array. It's like if the comparison returns 1, then it means that we should put B in the order in which we are sorting it. And then we'll use A to compare to the next member in the array. So like with the ascending order example, if we are using...
Okay. Guys, do you understand what Bani is trying to explain here? Hey, how you come?
How shall I know come, sir? Senior Baja, you are welcome.
Thank you. I'll be back.
Senior Robert.
Right. Yeah.
That's one of my big seniors, so he has secretly joined this class.
Sabato, you're welcome, man.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I just saw the update and I said let me follow and see what you are doing.
Oh, okay, that's great. Okay, so we are just brushing our knowledge on JavaScript. We are learning JavaScript.
I can see you are doing loops.
Is that?
I can see you are trying to do a loop.
No, we are doing the array methods now.
Okay.
Yes. You are a programmer already, right? Okay, so let's keep that.
I'm coming back.
Look at him, that I was.
I'm coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah.
Bunny.
Yeah.
Can you roll over once again, then we move on?
Okay, so I was saying that taking the example with the alphabet array.
Yes.
Okay, so we are saying that if A is greater than B, then the result is 1, which is greater than 0. And then what the site is saying, if the result we are getting is 1, then we'll sort B first. So in this case, comparing F and A, F is greater than A, which is true. So the return will be 1. Then if we are returning 1, then we will sort A first, which means that we will put A first in the new list that we are creating, or in the new array that we are creating. And then after you are done with that, then you take F, which is bigger, compare it to C this time, which is the next member in the array.
Sure.
Is F greater than C? The answer is also true, which means that you sort C next. So it means C will come after the A.
Sure.
After that, you take F and you compare to V. When you take F and compare to V, V is actually, in this sense, greater than F. It means F is less than. So the results will not be 1 this time. It will rather be false, which is the negative 1. And they're saying that if the result is negative 1, then we should sort A first. In this scenario, A being the F. So it means F will come after the C. And then we'll take V and you compare it to the Z. Is V greater than Z? The result here is also false, which is negative 1. So we will sort V, meaning V will come after F. And then Z being the last one will come last.
That's great. That is great.
And Senior Robert.
Yeah.
The question now is, what if we had in place of Z or Z, if you want it that way, if we had a B there?
If we have B here.
Yes. Does it do backward comparison? Because it is already comparing and sorting.
Yes.
So B will be lesser than F and C. So does it automatically go and place B after A?
Okay, so if you are to go after it one after the other, then your question here will be valid, meaning the answer will be wrong, right?
Exactly.
Yes, but with the sort method, it's going to loop over it. It's going to loop over it up to the time everything will finish here.
Okay.
Yes, so it will be back and forth throughout.
All right. That's what I want to know, whether the backward looping will be possible.
So assuming we had instead of Z here, let's use B here.
Yes.
Okay. And let's see. So you can see.
Yeah, it has brought B to its correct position.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, this methods that you are seeing here, there are a lot of functions going at the back end. At first, we didn't have most of these methods, and we were using the loops. That is the while loops, the for loops, the do while
loops and those ones. Okay.
Yes, and someone sat down and said, why are you doing all these things? So the person has, so that is why you can see we have a bracket in front. So it means it's a function. You are calling a function.
Yeah.
So the back end, that is why I see you. Let's put it on it. If you just put your cursor on it, look at what is coming. So you have a lot of things being done for you at the back end that you are just calling the method and you just use it.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Abacha.
Strongman.
Yes.
Great. I have some questions and suggestions to add.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, if you are invoking a function like the sort,
yes,
like the cursor is so blinking, is it the same? It like exists in the same coding system as it is in Microsoft Excel? If so, if the sort function will do this, would the proper function also give you uppercases if we're to use characters in this scenario?
Please come again. The last part, I didn't get it. The last part.
I'm saying that if the sort function used here is being invoked from a predetermined code, I should just explain.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we change the sort into proper as in Microsoft Excel, will it work on this particular interface?
If you change the sort to what?
Proper.
Proper. No. No.
Because proper is a function like the sort too.
Sure.
But
sure.
Will it work? Will proper work here?
Okay. Personally, I have not used proper in JavaScript before, and I don't think let's just try that one too. You see,
I don't have a now.
All the languages have their own ways of doing things, right? And most of them are similar. But you can see JavaScript is one language that is a bit different from all the programming languages. It was recently that we had all these methods that we are using today. Yes. Okay. Yes. So JavaScript is a dynamic language, and Microsoft, most of the Microsoft languages are typed language. You get it?
Yeah.
Yes. Most of them, almost all .NET, C#, they are all typed language. So
VB.NET, you're talking about VB.NET, right?
Is that
VB.NET or which of the .NET?
Is that come again?
You said VB.net or which of the .net?
Oh, not just okay. We have the main .net and we have VB.net too.
Okay.
Yes, we have a .net, and that one uses something called I've forgotten the name a bit, but we have Microsoft Core.net. That's the name, the Core.net.
That one I'm not privy to that. Let me write it down somewhere.
Yeah, see, if you see that when I start typing, I'm not getting any suggestion here.
It's not the proper. It means that you know what. Try trim. Let me see.
Meaning
Trim,
it's not a. It's not a function. See, have you seen this? Or let me expand it for you.
I'm seeing your screen.
So .prop is not a function, right?
Okay.
So though that the main reason why I didn't challenge you is, you see, we have a lot of functions in JavaScript, which personally I have not used all. That's why I just tried.
Okay.
So that's it.
Okay. No problem. But after this, how do we get some other information to work with? Strongman has my details.
Okay.
Yeah, Abaja.
Strongman.
Yeah, this is always a live class we have. Then we upload it. We have a YouTube channel, Code Boot. We have Code Boot has a YouTube channel. So when you go there, in fact, our videos are not edited. We just
I'm seeing it for the first.
This interaction we are doing, we upload everything on the YouTube page. So the lesson will just be a live session like that. So if you go there, you will find our previous lessons.
What's the name of the page? The YouTube page?
Code Boot. I'm sending it on the chat column. I will give you a direct message on the chat column.
Okay.
I'm sending a direct message so that you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So let's move on. So right now, we have looked at the map function, the filter, the sort, right? So let's move on to the next one. So the next function, the next arrow method, the array method that we are going to look at is the every. Let's look at the every. What does the every do? Every is also a method in JavaScript. Every, just this, every. So what does it do? So this one will loop over the array and compare a conditional statement with every data in the array. And produce true if the condition that you set meets the data you have in the array.
Okay.
I don't know whether it makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So let's look at that. So we are just going to use our first array, this particular array. Let's use the same array. Let me change the 8 to 1. And here we are just going to set a condition. So the condition, when you use the every method, is going to check here. That is going to loop over every data inside the array. That's what the every method does. So let's say const greater than 5. We want to check. So the condition, the condition that we are going to check here, that we are going to set here, is to check here and come out with, and you should check in the array if there is any number which is greater than 5. That's what I want to say. So let's say greater than 5 equals array dot every. Okay, so this one also going to work the same as what we have been seeing so far. Here we are just using one element, so there's no need for you to use the brackets here. So let's say num. Let's use the element to go at num, or you can just use element as we have been using. So EL. So EL maps to what? if there is element greater than 5, if there's element inside it which is greater than 5, then console.log greater than. Okay, so right now what we are doing here is we are using the every method on the array. We are using the every method on the array, and we are saying that this every method does what? It runs through all the data inside this array, and this is our condition. This condition, the yarn actually. So just you can write any condition here to check for you. So it's going to check if there is a number here which is greater than 5. So what will be the output? Who can tell me?
The output
should return
automatically
0.
should be no. It should be false.
So the answer should be false because
yes,
as we can all see,
no...
So meaning you understand the every. That's all.
So Senior Robert.
Yeah.
Can the every take a compound condition? For instance, we want to do either this or that. Yes,
we can do that.
So we can do a compound condition there.
Yeah, so let's say if EL is greater than 5 or EL is less than what? It's less
2.
than what?
7.
It's 7. So what do you think will be the answer for this?
This will be false, but this one will be true.
This one will be what? False. And this one will be true. And,
yes.
And with the OR gate, if one side is true, what happens?
Your answer is true.
So your answer will be true. So let's see. So you can see that's it.
Yeah.
Guys, please do you understand? Can we move forward?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
So if we put the AND gate over there to the AND gate will operate, right?
Yes, that one will also work.
Sign.
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you expect?
It should be false. Once one of them is false, then we expect a false answer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. That's it. So, like I said, we are going to use not all the methods that we are learning, but we are going to use. That is why I'm being picky. I've picked some of them, not all. The ones you'll be using most. The one if you choose React parts, this is what you'll be using most. React, this is what they use. For filter, since filter, you know where to use filter. Filter is used for search. So for filter, it works in both. It works in both
Vue.js
and React. You are going to use filter everywhere. But for map, I don't normally see map in Vue.js. But for React, anytime you are going to loop over an array of data in the database, you are going to use the map. Then the sort, for the sort too, assuming you have a table, you have a table that contains, let's say, employees in an organization, and you want to do some sorting and those things. This is what you'll be using, right? Then the every two, right now, since you have seen it, there's somewhere that you can apply it. There's a way that, though with this particular function, personally, I have not even used this anywhere, but I'm teaching you because maybe, who knows? So maybe you should, maybe you use. All right. Then this one too, it has a brother. It has a brother, and that one is called sum or sum. This. So this one is just the opposite of this. That's why I'm just chipping in this. This one is just the opposite of this. You see that this one will loop over everything, right? And check all. But this one will just check if at least one of the elements in the array passes the condition. This one will just check at least, and this one will check. This one is at most, and this one is at least. Let me put it that way. Okay, so with that one, let me see if I can get some example here for you. So with that one, so let's use the same one. Let's use the same example that we have here, the same array. This array, let me copy it down. Let me copy it and comment it here and bring it down so that to be closer. Okay, so let me comment this one out. And you are going to use sum here. So the same thing. So let's say const greater than, right? Let's use greater than. So greater than equals array dot sum. So the same thing, whatever we did there, that's the same thing I'm going to do here. So let's say EL maps to what? Maps to num greater than what? 5. Please, what will be the answer for this?
Some number greater than 5. None of the numbers is greater than 5, so it should be false.
This one should be false. This one should be false. Let's increase the array by 6, 7, 8. So what will be the answer for this?
The last 3 numbers.
All right. So this one will just print true or false. So that's what it does. The sum and the every that always your answer is just true or false. It's not going to print. If you want to print the values, if you want to check, if you want to use a condition and print the values, meaning you have to use the map. You have to use the map, right? Okay, so let's see. So this one will print true, right? What if we have the same one and it is the number is greater than or equal to 0? What will be the solution for this?
Greater than or equal to 0. It should be true. Once some condition is met.
Is any number greater than or equal to 0 here?
Yes.
Are you sure?
All the numbers.
They are saying
greater
at
than
least
or equal.
one element is less than or equal to 0.
No, okay, less than different. Okay. Great. If less than, none of them is less than 0.
So what would be the answer?
False.
Yes, it should be false. At least this one, you are saying at least one element should be less than or equal to 0. Okay. So I'm using the less than operator, and I was saying greater than. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So when you print this one out, you are going to get false. But I didn't console anything. That's why. Okay. So you can just do that. Because of time, I think we have only 10 minutes left or so. Let's do one more. Let's do 2 more, because next week, God willing, I don't think you do array methods again, because I want us to start something on the JavaScript in the DOM. That is the using the onClick function, using the select by ID, select. So we'll be using JavaScript in DOM next week. Maybe next week, the Saturday before we start that one, we might continue this one for, let's say, 20 to 30 minutes, because we are not done. Still, we have some methods to go. All right, so let's look at the join method. The join method. So as the name sounds, it just joined out two or more strings or 2 or more array of data together, and it can be separated by anything that you want. So you can separate it by comma or hyphen or anything. All right, so with the join method, let me create an example for you. So let's say we have const, that is my name, first name. Let me say first name equals So array of my first name, which anyway, it doesn't make sense, but let me use it. Normally with this join method, we use it on strings. Yes, we use this one normally. Mostly we use this.
Comment it out. Comment the join out.
So is that are you trying to concatenate the text?
The text, yes, and you can separate it by a comma or hyphen or whatever.
So it will concatenate them.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say Robert, right? Or let me just okay. Okay. So we want to you just want to join this using the double what do you call it, double quote or the single quote. So we can just do first name. So console.log. Let me just do this one straightforward. Console.log. First name dot join. Okay, so let's see. So this one will just concatenate everything, right? It's just going to concatenate the letters together. So you can see this is how it's going to be. So as I said, normally we use this one on string, but in other words, we can also separate it by comma. You can separate each of the letters by what comma. So if you put comma here, let's see what you are going to get. So you can see this, and you can do the same thing for hyphen. So with a hyphen, when do you apply hyphen? That is when you have URL. When you have URL, that's where we use the hyphen there. Okay, so that's it. That's it. So this one is simple and straightforward. As I said, we use this one normally.
Robert,
yeah.
What's the difference between console.log and alert? How the printing, does it print in? Do they have any difference?
Yes. So as you can hear, console. So console works inside the console of. So you can see in the browser we have a console here, right?
Yeah.
And the alert, as the name sounds, alert will pop up here.
Okay.
On the interface here, that's where you are going to see. So normally it uses your URL. So it's going to pop up here for you. So it's a pop-up. Alert is a pop-up. So let's say instead of console.log, alert. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So that one will use your URL and unless you click on OK, so before the component will mount. So this one say before component will mount, this one will come first. Okay, the last method for today is how do you perform calculation? So that one works like the sort. So we have something called reduce method in JavaScript. Reduce method in JavaScript. So when you have array of data or array of objects, and you want to perform mathematical calculation, that is sum. We use what is called the reduce. So assuming this one, we want to sum everything here up. We want to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. Or you want to do multiplication, or you want to do some like mathematical operation here. And this one is very, very important. This thing that I'm teaching right now is very, very important. How do you do that? So let's look at the syntax, how we are going to use the reduce. So the reduce will take the array. So the first one, so the name of the array, let's say, so let's say console, so const reduce equals array dots. It's going to be what? Array dots reduce, right? No, this is a keyword. So let's not use the same reduce. Let's use sum. Or sum is also a keyword. What is in Canada?
Add.
Add is also a keyword.
Results.
Okay, results. Okay, let's move on. So reduce. So with the reduce is a method, and this one too will take a callback function, as we have already seen. You take a callback function, and the first one will be the total. So this one can be A and B, but let me try and explain it. It's just the callback method here can take the argument of A and B, but let me use total or sum and your initial value. So the next one is the initial value. Okay, then you bring, I will explain it again. We have the next one to be the arrow function, and your arrow function is going to take what? Your total. If you want to do addition, you can just do total plus what? The initial value. Okay. Then from here, what do? You can just console.log results. Guys, so this reduce function, whenever you are using the reduce, as I said, that is the reduce will do some mathematical operation. Either you are going to use the condition here. This is your condition, and here we are using what? Addition. Meaning the reduce is going to perform addition. If you change it to multiplication, it's going to perform multiplication. But you should remember that this one takes what? A callback function. And inside a callback function, the first argument is your total. So initially, the total will be what? 0 plus the initial value, which is what? 1. So it will start from what? 0 plus 1, which is 1. Then it will continue 1 plus 2, which is what? 3. Then 3 plus, so it's going to store it in memory. Please, does it make sense?
Yeah, it does.
All right.
Yes, it does.
Hey, I come to Pana. Let me check.
Oh, yeah.
I still see 8 people.
Uh,
Amate, Bani, Gilbert, and Ken. Please, are you with us? Because only 2 people are responding. Am I making sense?
yes,
please.
All right. So as I said, this is what we normally use in performing calculation in JavaScript. And this reduce method, you'll be using it a lot. Assuming you are building an application where it involves calculation, something like this company, insurance company. When you are building a system for an insurance company, definitely you are going to use this. If you are building an application for, let's say, GRA, a school system, a school management system, which involves school fees and the rest. Master, you'll be using this a lot. So guys, take note of this. As I said, it will just take a callback function, and then the first one will be the total and the initial value, and this will be your condition. So right now, let's check in the browser. So you can see this is the sum, which is what? 36. So if you do this, you are going to see the sum is what? 36. I think that's all for today. If you have any question, you can ask. If you have any contribution, you can make. With the absence of any of them, then we can end here, because you have even You have even added 5 minutes to the time.
I suggest we produce PDF material to add to the videos.
Mr. Baja.
Yes, sir. I suggest we add PDF to the videos.
I should add PDF too.
Yes, the PDF can be sent. Then we can create a platform to augment these meetings where you can put the PDF files there so that before we meet, we'll read on what we are coming to discuss before.
Okay, that's nice input.
Abacha, I have an answer to your suggestion.
Okay.
I think, Senior Robert.
Yeah.
It is important that you activate our GitHub account.
Because
all these codes will go to our Git account, and all of us have to have Git accounts. Then we clone them, and we can, because this practice code is actually supposed to go on Git. Then we clone it for use rather than retyping. And I do buy into that. So all the notes that you have prepared and our practice codes should all go on GitHub. Then so Abacha, instead of
PDF,
just a text file or a PDF file, I suggest we use the .html or the .js files, which will be on GitHub. At least it's also going to send us, because very soon we will be doing collaboration on GitHub. While you are in WA and I'm in Accra here, we should still collaborate to do projects together.
No problem.
Mr. Bacha, are you familiar with GitHub?
I do.
Oh, that's great.
I'm not.
Hey, Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Dominic, we have a video on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a video on YouTube. You can just go there, Code Boots, and grab that video alone.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Hey, I'm still recording. Since I didn't you want to know, let me stop recording.
So that we use the remaining time to ask our questions and then we can go.
Yeah.
I thought you said you want to stop the recording.